Well, we have a couple of other tools to take a look at. Analyzing the text. We have the related verses tool. Okay, this goes off of whatever your version is in the search version. So that's set up by default. So here's WTM. And it goes off of the verse that is in the browse window. So in this case, it's Psalm 9:2. So here, what it's doing is it has the list of the verses, unless they're a common, like a bait prefix. It's going to uncheck that. These are all of the words that may be considered as significant type words. You can check and uncheck those. And now it's going to go and find every other verse that contains those words according to frequency.
Wow.
So in this case, Judges 6:13 has 4 hits in that verse. So it's going through all the words in Psalm 9:2, searching in all of these other verses and giving you the highest number of, prioritizing the hits, whatever verses have the most hits. Okay? So there you have 4 hits. So Judges 6:13 and 2 Chronicles 30:22 have the most hits. Then you have 3 hits in a verse. And goes all the way down there with those. So what this does, it helps you identify what verses are most likely to contain similar concepts based on vocabulary. And you can set up lots of different things. What is your display threshold? 3 or more hits. So if you're getting lots of hits, you may want to say, well, no, I want at least 8 hits, or whatever. And you set up as you wish. So there's a number of options you can set up in here, and you can use search limits from the main window if you have search limits set up. So maybe I don't want everything in the whole Hebrew Bible, but maybe I'm only dealing with Genesis, and I've got a search limit set for Genesis. You can do that. I want to find just all of related verses within Genesis based on search limits. And you can also do cross-version searches. So I may be in the Greek text, but I'm going to do a cross-version search. Search all versions in the same language, search all display versions in the same language. You can do that here in the related verses tool also. That can be very powerful. You don't have to construct all of these separate hits. It will automatically conduct it for you.
Now, how come yours are highlighted?
I think just those are the search terms, I think.
Okay.
As far as I know. Yours did not highlight?
No.
No, mine didn't.
Probably because they're Macs. Right?
There was just 2 Macs.
Yep, okay. Check 1 for PC, okay. I'm just joking.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of a different type window.
There might be an option we can somehow add, but we don't have it.
Probably
checked
not.
right now. No, okay.
It's kind of a secondary window, and we probably haven't had full parity of feature on the Mac side on that particular thing. But it's not going to affect functionality, it's just display. Right. Yeah. So that means your results, though, you're not going to see which words they are, though, aren't they? You just see the verse, but not the highlights. Is that right?
Yes.
That's a shame. Okay. Something for you to take a note on. Yeah, we'll have to get that fixed. Okay. All right, so that's the related verses tool.
But it found it in 0.03 seconds, if that's in there.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. I've made mistakes faster than that. Okay, so that's related verses tool. A very similar one. Now, this is based upon individual words, and you can actually uncheck words. You can add words. Notice that there's adding words also. So, when I add something else in there to try to limit your search, you can do that too. Now let's take a look at another tool. Under Tools and Analyzing the Text, the Phrase Matching tool. This one here goes according to phrases. So what it does is, it goes through your text, and it finds the phrases that appear, and that have the most number of hits. So it's going through, in this case, the Hebrew text, and it's finding all of the phrases that appear in other places, all throughout the whole Hebrew Bible.
You haven't defined what to look for.
It automatically finds all the phrases that appear elsewhere.
And so its source is Psalms?
Psalm 9.
Psalm 9:2, this particular verse. So it goes through the verse, and it finds all the phrases, and then it searches through the entire Hebrew Bible, and finds all the places where all of those phrase possibilities are located and sorts it by frequency for you.
Now my head's going to explode.
Try doing this with a Stockton word.
You know, what's interesting, in addition to not highlighting, the verse reference for mine are on the left, where yours is on the right.
Interesting. Okay. All right, another feature parity thing. Sorry.
That is great.
So, and of course you have similar options here about cross-version searching. Also it appears there, and using search limits also.
Right.
So you can find lots of different things there. So searching in Greek text, you want to find out what's going on in the Apostolic Fathers, and I'm talking about that. You can do this as well.
So if you had like Luke, Acts, of course this is Hebrew, but if
Sure.
we were doing Greek, then that search limit
That would apply here,
would
yes.
just apply, and you wouldn't have to go and uncheck a bunch of boxes.
Right, it would only show results with Luke and Acts.
Great.
And that works in
And
English.
you have your phrase length, so you can set up your phrase length, 2, 3, 4, 8 words, so that may be good for eliminating if there's common phrases or whatever.
Right.
You can also set gaps, maximum single gap. This is set up as 0 words, so it's a set phrase with no gaps into it, but you can change that. So
Okay.
you want to say, well, we'll allow an intervening word in here, but the phrase search will still be valid. So you could do that too. Okay, so that's the phrase matching tool.
That's amazing.